No shoulder, bike lane, or even street lights. You can see just how dark it is on Jefferson Boulevard at night. Now, the city knows this is a high-risk road, but now the families of 2 teenagers are calling for change. As the fear of ICE raids rampage through Southern California, construction workers up here in Sacramento are abandoning sites like this, wondering if they're next. We're here on Franklin Boulevard, where construction has started on a project that will go until January of 2026. I'm here at the 36th Annual American Century Championship. The sun is out and so are the stars. The first group went out early this morning, but the group behind me is currently warming up for their 1 p.m. shotgun. We have celebrities such as Colin Jost, Charles Barkley, and Kyle Lowry. I think that's what makes this tournament a little bit different, but also what makes it different is the philanthropy aspect to it.
Yes.
And if you were to win, what philanthropy would you want to give back to?
That's a great question. To me, there's a charity that I work with called Answer the Call that's based in New York.
It's a protest you've seen nationwide.
Ice out! Ice out! Ice out!
Now hitting West Sacramento's City Hall.
Everybody knows somebody.
The group gathers in support of Disappeared in America, raising awareness about what they say is the wrongful deportation and disappearance of people under the Trump administration.
He's grabbing people from everywhere, and not just criminals. So, it's time to stand up and say we're not going to take this anymore.
The effort was made local by Yolo County's Indivisible Organization chapter, which says the fear of detainment has been raging through the region.
Not able to go to work, not interested in taking their kids to school, not able to go to their children's graduations because they're terrified of being taken off the street by people in unmarked vehicles and not identified as officers of the law, and they're disappeared.
As signs of encouragement wave, they urge others to join them in any way they can. Creating safe spaces, providing resources in locations where they say ICE has been present, waking up each day, choosing to fight.
The only way to keep democracy is to fight for it constantly.
Getting answers. This is CBS 13 News, always streaming on CBS News Sacramento.
Now at noon, the first heat wave of summer has arrived, and we'll be seeing triple-digit temperatures for a few days. Good afternoon, I'm Olivia Reed. Thanks for joining us at noon. For the latest on weather conditions in your area, head to cbs13.com. Police have arrested a suspect in the shooting of an 11-year-old boy in Sacramento. The Sacramento County Sheriff's Office says deputies were called to a dispute between neighbors at an apartment complex on Florin Road just after 11:30 last night. When they got there, they found an 11-year-old boy had been shot in the leg. We're told he is expected to survive. Deputies arrested 25-year-old Roberto Rangel. He is being held at the Sacramento County Main Jail. The Sheriff's Office said he is not eligible for bail, but did not say why. A search for answers underway after an Army sergeant opened fire on 5 of his co-workers in Georgia yesterday. Fort Stewart's commander says all 5 soldiers are expected to recover. The suspected gunman has been identified as 28-year-old Cornelius Radford, an automated logistics specialist. Military officials say he used his personal weapon in the attack. Authorities say the witnesses tackled the suspect, who was taken into custody nearly a half hour after the shooting started. The fort's commander says the Army's Criminal Investigative Division interviewed the alleged shooter, who is being held in pretrial confinement. So far, authorities say they do not believe terrorism or extremism played a role in the attack. President Trump's tariffs on dozens of countries went into effect at midnight. Some economists say it almost certainly means prices will go up for Americans. It comes as countries that buy Russian oil are facing a Friday deadline of additional tariffs unless progress is made toward a ceasefire deal in Ukraine. CBS 13's Natalie Brand has details from the White House.
Levy on imported semiconductors.
The White House says a location or date has not been set. The Kremlin indicated the target date is as early as next week. A big move as the Boulevard opens in West Sacramento, and we're getting a sneak peek inside the massive new entertainment center. The Boulevard has turned a vacant grocery store into a massive bowling alley, arcade, and restaurant. CBS 13's Marley Ginter is getting answers on why they chose to open in West Sac. The Boulevard opens its doors to the public tomorrow. Bowling costs between $30 and $55 an hour, depending on the time of day. Next at noon, Major League Baseball making history as a woman is set to be the first female umpire for a regular game season. Plus, get ready to ragtime. Coming up, we'll give you a preview of the historic festival in Sutter Creek this weekend.
Just over the border of Nebraska, past the rolling sandhills of the west, lies the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in South Dakota. These 3.1 million acres are home to the Ogallala Lakota people.
This is my home and my parents' home, and it's a tough place.
It's very rural. Of course, there's not a lot of money flowing around.
When you cross that reservation line, it's a different world.
It can be a hard place, but it's also a beautiful place.
I'm Olivia Reed.
And I'm Marissa Lindeman. The stories that we are about to tell you come from the lived experiences of the Ogallala Lakota people.
There are people, women every day that are being abused, being hurt, some being murdered on the reservation.
Alcohol was not our way, but obviously through time, it's played a role in our downfall of our people.
She was there for me, thick and thin, whatever I went through. She was always there.
Martin Woundedfoot is talking about Sherry Woundedfoot, the woman who raised him. She was a mother, a sister, and a friend.
I used to call her Kermit. Kermit for old kids. Kermie! She didn't like that, but yeah.
She was always very happy. She was a happy person, even though some of the conditions that she lived in were not very favorable.
She was a really soft, kind-hearted person. She always took in a lot of people in her home.
Sandra Graham was born when her mother was 18. Sherry Woundedfoot was a single mom. She often worked multiple jobs to care for her loved ones, like her godson, Martin Woundedfoot. But there came a time when she struggled with alcohol.
In 2010, my brother was found dead below our house. When he passed away, she started struggling with drinking.
Pine Ridge is a dry reservation. Residents have to travel off the reservation to get alcohol. Until 2017, residents walked from the reservation in South Dakota to White Clay, Nebraska to buy it.
I would say that White Clay had been called the Skid Row on the prairie.
The culture in White Clay at that time was when the people would go there to drink, they tended a lot of times to hang out together.
White Clay is where Sherry Woundedfoot and her boyfriend at the time, Greeley Whiteface, were headed to get alcohol on the morning of August 4th, 2016. That's according to Sheridan County Attorney Jamie Simmons and Sherry's daughter, Sandra Graham.
They didn't tell me they were going to White Clay. About 9:20 or somewhere around there, she called me from a bar in White Clay and asked me to go get her. She said she was cold.
Sherry Woundedfoot, a Pine Ridge resident, was found here the morning of August 5th, 2016, behind the old 555 thrift store, unconscious and unresponsive.
That morning, it was just Greeley that had woken up with Sherry, and then he went to get the two people when she was unresponsive. And it was one of those two that actually made the 911 call. It was reported as an unresponsive, intoxicated woman.
EMTs took Sherry Woundedfoot by ambulance to the Pine Ridge Indian Health Service Hospital. The Sheridan County Attorney said Woundedfoot was diagnosed with a subdural hematoma, or bleeding on the brain.
She was on all kinds of machines, and through all the tubes and the taping, I was inspecting her, and she was pretty beat up.
Wounded Foot died August 17th, surrounded by her family. According to the Nebraska State Patrol, Wounded Foot's death was ruled a homicide, and her unsolved murder has had a lasting impact on her family.
That was my heart. That was my reason for living. After her, I lost everything. I gave up on working, basically life.